Tyson, is another week of big news in the trucking industry. What stood out to you?
So the big news, as it has been for past couple of weeks, has been the highway bill. And so I know we have talked a lot about, what is in the highway bill, but just as importantly is what's not in the highway bill. So let's kind of dig into what is not in the highway bill, because that's kind of a big deal. So what's not in the highway bill? Minimum insurance, specifically a nearly 600% increase in minimum insurance. So why is that a big deal? That's a lot of money it's going to cost you. So they keep trying to get that in the highway bill. It hasn't worked in the past, didn't work this time. But two other items include, let's see here, speed limiters, try to get it in there, not in there. Side underride guards, again, past couple of years, people try to get that in there, thanks to OOIDA and other advocacy. Not in there anymore. So we got to kind of dodge some bullets on that one. So it's good to see that, there's some stuff that we don't like in there, but, it could have been a lot worse. And so we, again, dodge a few bullets. So it's good to see not seeing that in there.
Well, and you mentioned the stuff that's not in there, but we also have been covering a fair amount of the things that are in that highway bill. Mark Schrimmer has been taking and breaking out those provisions individually and explaining why they're important to you. And this week, Mark had covered data queue transparency, something that's really been a bugaboo for drivers for a long time. It addresses a concern that they've had about the fact that when you submit an appeal on there, the person who can basically look at that appeal is oftentimes the person who initially issued the citation. So what the provision in the highway bill would do is it would improve the data queue application process. Specifically, it would require states to establish a process that provides a review by an individual who was not part of that initial issuing, which honestly feels like a no-brainer. Again, that addresses that long-standing concern that the appeal was handled by someone that initially turned it over. So it also would require that you would get that appeal process done in a timely fashion. Again, another no-brainer, so a great addition to the highway bill.
Yeah, and so something else that I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, we're going to go back to that Supreme Court ruling that brokers can be held liable for crashes involving motor carriers that they hired, specifically the unsafe motor carriers. So we've been asking ourselves, how's this going to shake out? What are the brokers going to do? Well, the Transportation Intermediaries Association, that's the association that represents the brokers, they are asking FMCSA to basically, let me get this right, to establish a carrier selection safety standard. Basically, they want FMCSA to definitively let them know which carriers are safe, which ones are not safe. Basically, do your job is what they're saying. They also want FMCSA to publish a list of high-risk carriers in the meantime, because it's going to take a while to get this standards if they accept to do it. So it's like, in the meantime, just give us a list of the really bad ones. And so that is pending right now. But that's what they're basically asking for. It's like, you know what, this is going to be very difficult to do. Difficult and costly. Just, get some standards, safety standards, so we can just go to your website and be like, this is not a safe carrier. We're done. We're absolved of legal liability. That's basically what they're asking for. Are we going to get it? We're about to find out. So
yeah, time's going to tell on a lot of these provisions in the highway bills. There's still some work to do before they get that finally over the finish line. But again, we'll be tracking that for you all throughout the process over at landline.media.